Hey, everybody.
So, baby.
What's up?
First of all, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
And thank you for being the first. Sorry, but I'm thrilled that we waited for you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
No knock on anybody, but I'm thrilled that it was you, because I love your writing. I think you're funny and smart. But you said that this was a huge win, but you said it was bigger.
Oh, yeah. You know, it's interesting because I remember watching a very memorable Oscars that you were hosting when Halle Berry, you know, broke that door. It's so interesting because no one's followed her since, which is really unfortunate. But I remember watching that speech and her making it about everyone. She paid homage to people like Dorothy Dandridge and Lena Horne and like things like that, and people next to her. To me, it's like, I know I'm not the first black woman to write a funny half-hour script. I just think that, you know, the business sort of, you know, the stars had to align, and I think I ended up being the vessel. So I just wanted to make sure I shared that moment with people like Susan Fales Hill, Yvette Lee Bowser. You know, because they've been doing it. They've been beating these doors for so long. So when I came up, I just had to kind of push it with a finger and walk through.
Well, one of your first jobs as was working as the assistant director to Gina Prince Blythewood, who directed Love and Basketball, one of my favorite movies. And she gave you a task that involved Whoopi.
Yes, she did. Lovely Gina. My first week working for Gina, and I was her assistant. I was her personal assistant. So usually this means somebody said, go get this, go get that. You got to go do that, figure it out. My first week, though. And I'm at the house, the big house, and she's like, get Whoopi Goldberg on the phone. I'm like, cool, all right. Like, where's the number? Who you want me to dial? You want me to get to Sale or what's up? She's like, no, I don't have no numbers. I'm like, you don't have a number or anything? She's like, no, but I need you to give me her on the phone. So I'm like, okay, here we are. It's the Black Devil Wears Prada. We're in it, and we figured it out. So I just called The View. I called here. I got some security person on the phone that hung up on me, and rightfully so, because if a person just calls saying, look, I need to get to Whoopi Goldberg, of course they're going to hang up. So then I called back a couple times. I was trying to get a black person so they could tell I'm black. And just be like, look, and I finally got something. I was like, I can tell, like, look, I can tell you're a brother. Look, I'm your sister. Like, I need you to help me so I can keep this job and live my dream. So then he was just like, okay, well, she don't have a cell phone. I said, okay, that don't help me. He was like, but I can get you this to this person. I said, okay, cool. I called that person. The person answered the phone. It was a guy. He was like, okay, let me call you back. And I said, okay. So I sat there in the office and I waited. The phone rang. He said, I got Whoopi. I said, perfect. I said, I got Gina. They're connected. Boom, boom. But I was sweating. I'm like, oh man, I was a young black girl from Chicago trying to get Whoopi Goldberg on the phone.
But
so thank you. We got it done.
Yes, we did. But what is the thing that you want people to know about that story?
Oh man, is that you know what? You can't give up. You got to use whatever you got. You know.
And persist.
Yes, persist.
Yeah.
You gotta be persistent.
You really do. It's a very important lesson that people think is just talent. It's really about persistence.
Yeah, man. And also too, you gotta be humble. You gotta figure it out. And I think once I was able to get that done in my first week, I was like, oh, I can get anything done. The rest is light work.
Humility is important.
Superhero. I got Whoopi Goldberg on the phone with no number. I made it happen.
So let's talk about the Essence of Black Women in Hollywood Awards. Okay. Because you were honored a few weeks ago, and in the speech you said, being born gay, black, and female is not a revolutionary act, but being proud to be a gay black female is.
I love that.
Tell us what you mean. Elaborate.
Yeah, I mean, well, I think it's very interesting. And here's my real, truth. If you think about Hollywood, there's a lot of people in Hollywood. Think about how many black people there are in Hollywood. It's a nice little number, especially we're growing now. Think about how many out gay black people there are in Hollywood.
Not a lot.
Probably you can count them on your one or two hands. The numbers don't add up. And I think what's happening is there are people of color.
It's a term that there are more gay people in the country, and it's not relative to this. It's less too low.
I'm just talking about in terms of people of color being gay. It's like, it's what, me, Wanda, Rue, it's like Titus. It's like, I think there's a lot of us, but a lot of us don't want to necessarily be public about it. There's still this thing of like, well, it's my private life. But I think, honestly, like, we have to be a bit of a beacon of light for those young kids of color who are wondering, like, am I weird? Is something wrong with me? What quality of life might I have? So for me, I mean, I don't even think of what I'm doing as very revolutionary. I don't know how to not be gay as hell or black as hell. That's just who I am. But I think there's an element of some people that kind of figure like, well, I don't want to ostracise anybody. And I'm like, no.
Or I don't want to be cast as gay. You know, that's the
I love it. I made a wonderful career being cast as a lesbian. You know, but
oddly enough, me too.
Yeah. You know, I mean, and it's like, you know, it's great to have allies, you know what I'm saying? But I think, honestly, I'm just kind of over it a little bit. And I think my thing is like, I want to be here to hold somebody's hand and be supportive because the more of us there are, the more these, also for black folks in the community, for them to see, because black folks love me, they're like, oh, Oliva's great.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, well, if your niece or your nephew or your daughter or your son, then we're made up of the same stuff.
We got to talk about this, because you are now the creator and executive producer of the Showtime series, The Chi.
Chi, yeah.
And it's wonderful. It's about life on the south side of Chicago, the city where you actually grew up. And we had Common on the show a couple of weeks ago. He's also an executive producer, and he talked about it a few weeks ago. What do you hope people will take away from watching this fantastic series?
You know, that black people are no longer 3/5 of human beings. That we are
well, they never were.
Exactly, but there's some people that still sometimes forget that we wake up in the morning, we raise our kids, we try to get to church when we can, we try to be good contributing members of society. And I think that we rarely see black folks just contemplating, just living, just being. And so I really want to show that. I really wanted to show us just living everyday life. And yes, I don't shy away from the complexities of what's going on in Chicago. I understand that we have our issues. And I show that. But I also want to show the aftermath of that. I wasn't really interested in showing the police. I want to show people who are being policed. And I really want to show what the community looks like. Because the community I grew up in Chicago was very much a village. My grandmother had, you know, block club meetings and like neighborhood watches. We policed ourselves.
Well, you've done a very good job of doing that.
Thank you so much.
So now, go ahead, Joy.
Well, we were talking about timing before, and you wrote this show, Chi, when Obama was president, but it didn't air until Trump. What do you think about that? Is that good or bad?
I think it's good. I think it's really good. I think, and look, I really wrote, because I was reading a lot of James Baldwin at the time, and the way he told our stories and really saw the God in black people. And I really was like, I was inspired by that, so I wanted to do it. And then, obviously, by the time the show came out, we had Trump in office, who was definitely using Chicago as sort of a pawn in his sort of political game. And I'm happy that people can see Chicago in a new light.
Yeah, they just talk about it as if it's constant gangs and
but that's
violence.
That's red meat. That's red meat for a group of people who don't know better, but they will because they'll watch the show. But now, you are in Steven Spielberg, starring in Steven Spielberg's new film, Ready Player One.
We had that in
it premiered, first. Premiered at South by Southwest to rave reviews.
Yeah, they liked it.
How could you not? How could you not? You know, did you find him extraordinary to work with quickly?
Man, look, he's a giant that doesn't make people feel small.
That's right.
He's the Jewish father I never knew I needed.
That is...
And there you have it. You have to come back. You have to come back. Please do. The season finale of The Chi is this Sunday on Showtime.
I'll be live.
Ready Player One, baby. It's going to be in theaters in IMAX on March 29th.
Please
go see it. It is one of the fine things you can watch in a theater.